I'm sure by now many of you have already heard about this rather disturbing story coming out of Ocean City, Maryland, and this kind of hits close to home for me, mainly because it's in the same state that I live in. And I've been to Ocean City a couple of times before in my lifetime. As a matter of fact, I think the last time I went to Ocean City was for my 25th birthday when I went skydiving, and that was back in 2014. And this story right here is not shocking, not surprising, but it is very disturbing at its best. So basically what you had occur, and I'm trying to debate whether or not I want to even show the video in this commentary or just post the link and have it there in case y'all want to watch it. But basically you had this video of this 17-year-old black teenager who was literally walking on the boardwalk in Ocean City, vaping. No harm, no foul. Like, a good chunk of young individuals around that age vape. It's not shocking. It's not surprising. Some adults vape. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, these terrorists, these Ocean City terrorists, come and literally surround him and then tase him if he falls to the ground. And then they do the usual thing that they always are known to do, and that's basically terrorize the victim, claim that he was resisting, and then one of them proceeded to knee him multiple times in his side, what looked to be near his rib cage. So I'm sure he's most likely suffered some injuries from that. Kneeing him like that could have killed him, because he did it multiple times, several times to be exact. And then I come across this recent article right here that's from Fox 5 Washington, D.C. that says Ocean City police say terrorists are permitted to use force after video of violent arrests hit social media. They are basically giving them the go-ahead to terrorize these people. Now, in case y'all didn't know, Ocean City is mainly palm colored. It is. Like, if you ever went to Ocean City and walked that boardwalk, you'll see mostly PC people. But it's a tourist attraction because it's a beach. I think someone said that they pulled their demographics, and it's like only 2% of the population that lives in Ocean City are black. And I believe most of that population probably goes to University of Maryland Eastern Shore, which is an HBCU. And everyone else, with the exception of every other group that's not white, is palm colored. So what does that tell you? And I've also heard that they've had incidents like this before in the past, but nothing to this scale or to this magnitude. But let me go ahead and read this article. Ocean City police released a statement saying their officers are permitted to use force after a video circulated on social media showing an arrest in which an officer could be seen driving his knee into a suspect while other officers restrained him on the ground. Now, notice they immediately called him a suspect, but we don't even know what this teenager allegedly did for him to even be labeled a suspect. But because it involves these terrorists, the person apprehended is automatically deemed a suspect. The police have provided this comment at the end of a release that they say provides details on the incident, I'm guessing from their view. We are aware of the social media video circulating regarding this incident. Our officers are permitted to use force per their training. Remember how we always say that how a lot of their training, that this is what they're taught to do? Per their training. To overcome exhibited resistance. Now, in the video, you had the typical, they tased him, he's already on the ground. And then, you know, when you're tased like that, your body will shake. Sometimes it'll go numb, but a lot of times you'll shake from the shock of the voltage from the cord. And literally all you heard them say was stop resisting, and that was the dog whistle, and that's what drove that terrorist to knee this boy multiple times in his side. So all they have to say is stop resisting, and then that's when they go ahead and they go for either the attempted kill or the full out kill. Like a rabid dog. You know how you have them dog whistles that you blow and it alerts the dog and the dog goes to where the whistle is? That's exactly how they act in that moment whenever that word resistance is. That's the trigger word. All uses of force go through a detailed review process. The uses of force from these arrests will go through a multi-level examination by the assistant patrol commander, the division commander, and then by the Office of Professional Standards. And I'm sure they're going to clear it every single time they go through each one of these departments. A number of other people were also arrested during the incident, which erupted after the terrorists reportedly enforced local vaping and smoking laws. Now, they just enforced this. My thing is, when did they enforce this? That's what I'd like to know. And I'm certain that there are more people on that beach that are not black who vape. But they happen to see that one black boy, and all of a sudden, he was the target, and they got him. And from what I've heard also, Ocean City, as far as I know, is one of the first places to enact this law as far as a beach location goes. But as far as vaping goes, I can't tell you how many times a week I see that. Vaping and smoking laws, I'm guessing they're talking about weed. I'm not sure. Now, it's funny if they're talking about weed, because aren't some of these places trying to give out weed and joints as an incentive to get the you know what? I'm not going to say it on here, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And wasn't DC one of those locations? And DC is relatively close to Ocean City. It's about a 3-hour drive. But then again, DC is its own location. It's not connected to Maryland. But still, according to police, the terrorists were on patrol on the Ocean City boardwalk Saturday night around 8:28 p.m. when they noticed a large group of people, and they were probably mainly black, had to be, because they had tackled the black kid. After police told them vaping wasn't permitted in certain areas of the boardwalk, one of the men in the group reportedly began vaping again as they walked away. Police say they approached the group again and asked at least one person for their identification. Now, this is their words that they're giving. And we know that they love to lie to clear themselves. So I don't even take it with a grain of salt, because I'm not going to take it. They say the man, who they later identified as Brian Everett Anderson, age 19, of Harrisburg, PA, refused to show them his ID and became disorderly as a large group gathered around. Anderson was released after police charged him with disorderly conduct, resist, interfere with arrest, second-degree assault, and failure to provide proof of identity. During the course of the incident, police arrested several other men from Harrisburg, charging them with a number of crimes ranging from disorderly conduct to assault. Jatik Joseph John Lewis, age 18, Khalil Dwayne Warren, age 19, and Kamir Anthony Day, age 19. Now, you can just tell by all them names that all of those individuals was black. Now, see, here's the thing. They specifically saw them together in a group, and they were targeted. I wonder how many white people they saw walking up and down that boardwalk in their clear as day view doing what they claim is banned. But see, they saw the black guys, and it goes back to that black boogeyman theory that, it's no way you can be safe around them or whenever they're around. So they were all taken into custody and they were charged. But you know what? I said I wasn't going to do it, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. I might as well.
You I'm resisting. I'm not resisting. You can tell me what you arrested me. Give me your hand. Take that knee. Give me your hand.
before I go to the next one, I have to give a shout out to his friends that were right there that were like willing to stand up for him. Because those were the ones that they were also arrested because of the quote unquote interference. But you saw how he kneed him right there and kept saying, stop resisting. He wasn't even resisting. But see, what it is that's the trick bag. Like I said, that's the trigger word. And what they do is they shift their body around. And the thing is, this guy just got tased. He can't move. I mean, well, he can move, but it's like little shakes. And that's not resisting. That's just a reaction to being tased. Someone need to tase their ass and see what it feels like. So as you can see right there in that video, then you saw another guy, he got tased right there when he was trying to fight the police. Notice it was one-on-one, and then all of a sudden the other two came and they grabbed him, and then he gets tased by the one he was handling, and now they got him in cuffs, and then there's another guy who had on green shorts and he was in cuffs. So this is a post from the person who recorded it. They said, my trip to Ocean City ended in 4 young black boys being abused and arrested over a vape and for standing up against the foolishness of the police. Please share these videos so this altercation can go viral. They were kneeing the young man in his ribs after he already been held down and detained by 2 people. For those who think police brutality and the war on black people is not real, watch these videos and tell me if you still feel the same. Notice the white people who jumped in and were more involved than some of these boys remained untouched. Exactly. It's that truth on that last part. Because like I said, it wasn't just black people, there was white people there too, but they didn't mess with them. They messed with the black guys instantly. So, yeah. I told myself I wasn't going to show the video in this, but I said I had to like put it in there for contextual purposes, and I needed y'all to see that. But yeah, this is another day in America being a black man or a black male who's a minor, whatever the case may be. If you are black and you have that XY chromosome, this is our very unfortunate reality. But I hope, this story needs to go. I'm glad that, it's gone viral, but something or some things need to come out of it. Notice what I just read at the beginning of it. They felt like this was like they were justified in what they did. And I bet you they're going to all walk. I bet you they're going to walk. So this is what's going to have to happen. Black people, don't go to Ocean City for any purpose. Now, that might be pretty easy considering the population up there is very tiny. But it would be funny or interesting if other groups decided that they watched this, if they had any morals about themselves and decided that they're going to boycott it as well. That would be very funny considering it's practically the beginning of summer. So their businesses are wide open. Now, if those places on the boardwalk lose businesses and, lose money, it's going to be because of what those terrorists did. And I bet you if they lose money, they'll push for those terrorists who did this to get fired. And I do mean for real fired. I mean, do not transfer them anywhere else, but keep them out of that location for good, forever. And I bet you their businesses will thrive again. But then again, they may not. This could be it could be a nail in the coffin situation, like a done deal. But that will remain to be seen.